Quick. Okay, there we go. Good morning. Welcome to another Motivational Monday. Let me find Robert here, who's traveling the globe, I'm sure. Who knows where he's going to pop it in from today? Dave, if you could pull him up for me. There you are. Hey, brother, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes, beautiful scenery, man. I love it. Every week, man, it's someplace different.
Yeah, it's a blessing. I get to see some amazing places, travel with the family. I've taken Reagan on a couple cool hikes. We've been out here about 3 days now. Spent the first 2 nights in the new house, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And did some hiking with her. She's my little adventurer. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Robert just purchased a home in Yellowstone Club, which is in Montana. And I believe it's the only really private ski resort of its kind in the entire world, one of the highest concentrations of wealth there. And I know, Robert, some of your neighbors are like Mark Zuckerberg and The Rock and Justin Timberlake and people like that. So pretty exclusive air that you're around there. But what is the scenery like there this time of year?
Man, it's beautiful. It's so yeah, the club owns three mountains basically, which are private ski mountains during the winter. And then during the summer, a lot of hiking, mountain biking. Darius Ruckers is putting on a concert for, there'll probably be 1,500, 2,000 people for 4th of July. That's going to be fun. There's an event space called the Barn on property. But yeah, it's just magical. The weather's amazing. Coming out of
Awesome.
Florida, it's so different. I think it's probably 65 today, and it feels like 75 because there's no humidity, and it's just different. The getting away from
Yeah.
sea level is a little tough. The Like right now we're at about 7,400 feet of elevation. Sitting on my porch, and then like the hike Reagan and I did was almost at 10,000 feet up at the top of a Gliese Rock. But
Wow.
it's just it's a special place. It's an amazing place. Come spend time with the family. Obviously, we work really hard when we're in it. And when I get to do these sprints and unplug, spend time with the family, really focus on them, be a purposeful dad. But then, in 2 days, I'm hopping on the jet and heading down to Reno for 2 days to launch Nevada. Then I'll come back and spend the summer with them, and then we'll be down in Vegas at the beginning of August to again further launch Nevada. So it's really just for me. It's about kind of having those sprints of spend really great time with the family, and then the sprint of working hard for you guys and growing LPT.
That's right, man. It's a true inspiration, man, because you accomplish a lot. We all have 24 hours in a day, and you build these massive companies, but are still purposeful with the relationships in your family. So that's really great to see. So excited to have everybody on this holiday weekend, sorry, this holiday week. And in true fashion, we always like to launch some secret tools or some new tools around like the holiday that's right next to Motivational Monday. It seems like it always lands that way. So we reward those faithful motivational month watchers. So I want to, Robert, if you're okay, I want to kick it right over into kind of the new tools that we've been cooking up behind the scenes, near and dear to your heart. Obviously, you have a lot of experience with all types of luxury purchases, from real estate to retail to a gambit of things. And so, because of that, you have a profile, you understand the profile of what luxury buyers look like, the type of tools that we could do here at LPT to support someone who's looking for luxury real estate and looking to grow their business inside luxury real estate. So, we were able to launch LPT Luxury Collection. And so, did you want to kind of like talk us through the philosophy on what this means for our agents?
Yeah, so the first thing when we looked at the landscape, so clearly you have your luxury brokerages, right? Your Sotheby's and Christie's and Compass, where really all agents are kind of considered luxury, and every agent's offering is considered a luxury offering. But the splits reflect that. You usually don't see caps at these kind of brokerages, higher splits, because again, they're selling that access to luxury and tools and database. And then on the other side of the coin, you have the brokerages that I'd say look more like us, the Keller Williams, the EXPs, where there is a cap, lower cost structure. And then they usually charge some type of annual fee just for being a member of the luxury group, whatever that exactly means. And we want to take a little bit different approach. And so we don't have any type of cost to be, to have the access to luxury collections and our tools. But what we did recognize is that to truly deliver the type of marketing that I believe a luxury seller requires, it's not something we can provide for free. And so, there's a cost associated with the extra marketing that we give you to market a luxury collection listing. And that, again, that's a big philosophical shift, because what happens is you have a lot of agents who will pay to join the quote unquote luxury collection, and then maybe they never actually get a luxury listing, and it was basically wasted. Like all things here at LPT, we don't want you to spend any money unless you're winning, unless you're having success. And so we designed this program where you only pay something extra if you decide to enroll one of your luxury listings into these special marketing packages that we've built for you. They really do bring some amazing bang beyond the normal marketing we have here at LPT. And then the other big thing we did is we built it to where, and Matt, I'm sure you're going to go over the price structure. We built it to where we take a lot of the risk on the pricing, because while we have you put up a small deposit up front, the bulk of the cost of the marketing isn't charged until closing. Because again, we're here to help leverage our ability and our buying power to help our agents be more successful. And so where for some agents, it may be a little bit of a hardship to come out of pocket for the extra marketing up front, we recognize that. And so all we ask you to do is put up a kind of about a 20% roughly deposit of the total cost up front. And then the rest of it, we don't charge until closing, because again, we're here to help you be more successful. We want to put these tools into all agents' hands. And really the only barrier to being able to be quote unquote part of the luxury collection is going out and securing that first luxury client. We didn't want to set rules of, oh, you need to have done 8 luxury, clients in the last however many years or whatever, because again, we're here to help you be successful, help you make your way into this space. And again, so philosophically, that's where we are. The other pieces we have of the program are the luxury mentorship and then luxury partnership, where you can basically rent the credibility of a more seasoned luxury agent in order to help win those listings or win those clients. And this is a kind of a first of its kind. I've not seen this done at any other brokerage. So you can go in there, because a lot of times a luxury agent will say, well, how many luxury homes have you sold, or what's your biggest sale? And as a newer luxury agent, you don't have a lot of great answers for that. Even luxury agents who's done a handful of deals. So by participating in the mentorship or the partnership with a luxury agent who has that resume, that long list of answers, like Benjamin, hey, I sold Shaq's house. It was all over the news. Here's the proof. Or, Miranda, hey, my average price point is over $1 million. Here's all the clients I've worked with, so that you can say, well, my partner in this deal actually has all of this experience. And then you couple that with the marketing and everything else, and it just really is the winning solution. Then the final thing that we'll be rolling out in the future, and this really came from agent request. This wasn't something I initially really wanted to go down the path on, but we've had a lot of requests to have a luxury certification. And so again, this is a little nuanced, but luxury collection is not the luxury certification. Any agent can participate in luxury collection. There is no cost to that annually. If you want to put your properties into the upgraded marketing programs, that's your choice. But then we're also going to have a luxury certification. This will have a fee. This will probably have an annual cost to be a part of that. But again, totally optional. And it is not required to be part of luxury collection and put a listing into luxury collection. It's really important to me that we give as many options to you all as possible, and that we're not forcing you to spend money when you shouldn't have to. But at the same time, if you do want to take that extra step and you want to go through the certification process, and you want to spend that time and you want to take those classes, we're happy to be the brokerage to help provide that. And so that is something that we are looking at as well. So again, we're all about agent choice. We really want to give you the keys to the car and the access to the wheel to drive your own business here at LPT. And we try to do that in a very purposeful way every time we do launch a new product.
That's right, man. That is so thoughtful. And one thing that I just want to make sure that it's clear, when we first kind of started talking about this, and you said, hey, I don't want anyone to not have this tool. So the luxury collection is going to be about the house itself, and it's not the agent. And then what we also recognize is that, luxury real estate really is an apprenticeship style business. General real estate, you can get in, you can start with first time home buyers, you can do open houses, but luxury real estate really does best as an apprentice style business, meaning that there's someone kind of guiding you the way, or maybe you're taking over someone's book, or you're partnering with someone in the space until you're building your own business. And while I get some people have the ability to launch directly into luxury, that's really kind of the anomaly. Those are the outliers. Most people will have to kind of follow that path. And so we want to make that available to them. And so I like that you talked about, having the ability to partner with some agents who've got the experience in the space already to help you close that business. And so I think about it 2 different ways. I think about the people who are here today who are like, hey, I'd like to have some luxury opportunities. I'd like to grow my career. That's what I define success as, eventually getting there as I'm building. But then I also think about people who are, thinking about the attraction side of it, which is like, hey, you can have someone who's already in the luxury space come to LPT, partner with an LPT agent who's looking to build a luxury business, and now you're essentially providing a lead source for that luxury agent, because they're going to partner with these agents who haven't had the opportunity to work with luxury clients in the past, but maybe they're coming across a couple opportunities and they need a little bit of help and guidance to help them get there. So it's just a revolving wheel. Everybody wins in that environment. But one thing also, I wanted to kind of unveil the new logo. So Robert, if you're okay with doing that, we can unveil the new luxury collection logo, which is slightly different than LPT. One thing is that with LPT, of course, there's no brand requirements or something like that. We do have some requirements around the LPT luxury collection logo, just because it is more of a brand standard thing. Again, optional whether you decide to enroll your house inside luxury collection or not. But if you do, we've got that new logo. So if we can go ahead and display that, Dave. So this is the new luxury collection logo, curated by Ben and Joseph Hillman. I'm sorry, by Ben Hillman and Joseph Schultz, who's our brand manager. And just essentially, it's a play on LPT Realty, just a little cleaned up for more of a distinguished look. So we're excited to be able to roll this out. This will be available in Knowledge Base today for anyone to take a look at it there. Again, this will be the new marketing collateral. We'll have the luxury collection logo. Also want to walk us through the website real quick. So LPT Luxury Collection website is now live. So if you go to lptluxurycollection.com, you will see this website. And so you basically enroll your luxury listing when you're inside the luxury collection program onto this website. It will be featured here. Right now, we did include some people who are not inside of the luxury collection program just for some content there. But as we're going forward, it will be the homes that are in luxury collection. So super clean website. It is available right now for you to take a look at, unless all of you guys are looking at it at the same time, then you might crash the site, but lptluxurycollection.com. So we'll come back to me real quick, Dave. We'll kind of just talk through that. Robert, so what are your thoughts? As you're seeing these marketing materials, I know that you are obviously approved everything, but what are your thoughts on the this luxury collection and kind of how we're sending out this marketing? Oh, you're on mute.
Super excited. We've spent a lot of time refining this, again, trying to get it right. We are taking a different approach than any other brokerage has. I think that apprenticeship piece you talked about is really important, because what we see happen a lot is, the Compass and the Sotheby's and the Christie's, they won't let an agent in unless they've already established themselves in luxury. So there's not a lot of opportunity there for apprenticeship. And then when you look at the other brands, they struggle to attract some of the really top of the top luxury agents. And so then they don't have the great people there to help with apprenticeship, or if you're in a model that's broken up by franchises, if there's a great luxury agent, a different franchise office, it's harder to do that type of apprenticeship. So we really wanted to take all the benefits of the model that we have, the no franchise, the cloud. We have our luxury affiliate brokerages, which is where, Miranda, who's one of our luxury mentors, is where she has her business. So I really do believe that over time, we're going to be able to attract that maybe like 15 to 20 million plus agent per transaction agent that some of the other cloud brokerages have struggled with and the other franchise brokerages have struggled with. And then ultimately having this apprenticeship is going to be impactful. The website, again, very clean. I'm very proud of the logo, very proud of the work there. And I'm really proud of this next one. I think we're going to probably what is going to be everybody's most exciting thing about the luxury collection. And again, a really interesting repurposing of an already here LPT tool to help you really stand out with your luxury sellers.
Let's go ahead and display that, Dave.
There we go. So when you have a luxury listing and you opted into one of our luxury marketing packages, we're going to put that listing on a billboard along with you and details of that listing, so that you can explain to your seller that their luxury property will be featured on a digital billboard. And then the cool thing is on the higher level of our package, we will actually run the listing on digital billboards in multiple markets. So you can say to your seller, like, hey, your property is actually going to be on billboards in Texas and Tampa and Orlando and Miami and Jacksonville and Houston and Austin. So the multi-market billboard campaign will be part of the higher package, and then the single local market billboard campaign will be part of the standard package. And again, this is a great way to have you wow that seller. Hey, I'm going to put your house on a billboard. We're working on adding single property domains to that. A lot of creative stuff we can do, but we wanted to get the concept out there. And then obviously your face goes on that billboard as well. It aligns you with that luxury price point. So now when, everyone who's been on one of the LPT billboards knows how often a friend or a family member or someone you went to high school with or a past client will reach out and say, oh, I passed your billboard. It's so exciting. Well, now they're going to say, wow, I passed your billboard with a $5 million house on it, or a $10 million house on it, or a $1.2 million house on it. So we just think it's a really creative way to help, again, support you, help you break into that luxury listing space, help you in with those luxury listings, and also help you start to establish yourself as a luxury agent. And this is something that over time, we may trickle down to lower price points out of luxury. We're going to test it in luxury, obviously, for the foreseeable future. But one day there may be an opportunity for non-luxury listings to go on billboards as well. For right now, it's only available on luxury, but we're going to definitely take a look at that as we continue to grow the process and the program.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm super excited about that. We've got a couple different variations. So if you want to scroll through, Dave, we have an option, and there'll be more templates available, but kind of right now we've got an option that displays your phone number and one that does not, that property specific. So this is a phone number. So if you'd like to have your personal phone number up there, you can do that. And we've got another one where if you choose to replace that with the property specific website, you've got that available too. So really exciting ways, guys, for you to continue to market. And, and Dave, you want to come back to me real quick? As I think about this, walking inside of a luxury listing saying, hey, I've got the credibility, or I've got the apprenticeship side of this with an experienced agent who can go with you. You've got this Rolodex of tools that, a lot of people don't have. You've got radio, TV, and now billboard. You're going to walk in there and look really different than even other luxury agents in that space. So excited, RP, that you've been so thoughtful with the tools, and obviously being a luxury buyer yourself, thinking about what would impress you. So I know that our agents are going to be excited to be able to have this piece. And so I know there's a lot of questions around where you can find this information. We do have all the documents ready. It will be a knowledge base this evening. So there'll be a section called luxury collection. You'll go inside of there. You'll see the PDF of all of the designs inside of there, how you can order the apprenticeship, mentorship, and all of that piece. And so, Dave, if you want to continue to go to that next slide. So this right here, I know it's kind of hard to see. You might have to go full screen on that. This will be inside of Connect if you're not really able to see it right now. But this basically just gives you all the luxury collection redesigns. So similar to the Power Pack that we've got now, but just designed for luxury collections. You can see a different open house sign. You can also see another little mock-up of a billboard to the top right. So you'll have a couple different templates. And this one right here, as Robert talked about, is $99 deposit and then $450 at closing. So you have the ability to have all of this for essentially what a Power Pack costs. Immediately is displayed on side of a billboard and all of those things. And then again, the balance of $450 is paid at closing. And then Robert, I'll let you talk through tier 2 so you can walk us through kind of like that digital and mail piece. So Dave, if you want to scroll to tier 2. So tier 2, same thing that is inside of tier 1, but we've also got some retargeting and some digital and some mail. So Robert, if you want to kind of talk us through what those additional layers of marketing tools are like.
Yeah, and so what we've done here is we have a much more expensive box than the current listing Power Pack that it comes in. Higher quality paper, it's matte paper. We really, it's amazing how much more expensive it is in the printing world when you go into this like really higher quality matte paper, heavier stocks and stuff. And so again, while we can't do it on every listing for free like we can on the base Power Packs, we wanted to give you that right touch and look to really be able to impress the seller and win. And so again, very thoughtful, much higher design. So the amount of design work that goes into this, where the standard Power Pack is more templated, there's actual designer time in here. We're looking at how to best place photos, highlighting the right photos. And so a lot more labor involved in this, again, which is why it carries a price the way it does. But we want you to show up with that absolute right feel. And so then on the second level package, we add in the multi-market billboards. We add in a digital marketing campaign where now we're building digital ads. We run all of that for you. We're going to show those ads, probably between, I would say 15 and 25,000 impressions, targeting high net worth individuals, again, complying with all fair housing rules and laws. We're making sure we're not, violating that, but making sure that we are targeting the right price point of buyer online from a digital standpoint. And then also from direct mail. putting out a really high quality 11 by 17 tri-folded heavy paper mailer. This mailer would probably run you $1.50 at a mail house, compared to a standard postcard being at 40 cents, 43 cents, something like that. So again, much higher quality of paper, much higher quality of design, in order to get that out there and give you the right impression. And so it's your choice between the two packages. We do think that digital in the mail is going to drive great results for your seller. It's also going to help you win that next luxury listing. One of the things I look at is when you do land that higher price point listing. And when we come back, Matt, if you'll jump into how the price points are determined, we look at it kind of by market. What's luxury in New York is not the same as what's luxury in Orlando or Tampa. And so we were kind of thoughtful about how that works and how the price points work from market to market. But when you do get that higher end listing, that's the one we really think you should shout from the rooftops, so that other potential buyers, other potential sellers start to align you with that higher price point. It's a great way to increase your income. It's a great way to start to move your overall business revenue up, is by listing and buying higher price point homes. And so by utilizing the mail, by utilizing the digital, and then again, the way we think about it is because we've broken the payment into two parts: the upfront deposit, which should be very manageable, and then the larger payment at closing. If you're closing $1 million house and you're getting a $25,000, $30,000 commission, that extra, whatever it is, $1,400 to come back to us for the marketing shouldn't be much of a hardship. But again, we recognize that writing that whole check up front could be difficult. And that's where we had this whole idea of splitting the payment with the small deposit up front, so that you do have some skin in the game with us, and then us taking the risk all the way through closing on the full cost of the products. But that way it's not creating a hardship for you, because you're getting a nice big check on the luxury closing when you're having to pay for that. So we just think it was the right balance to help agents be more successful, promote these properties in a better way, have absolute top of the line materials to promote those houses, take advantage of the direct mail, the billboards, and the digital. And we overall just think it's an amazing win for agents who decide to participate, who have an individual listing, participate in the program. So all of our agents can be part of Luxury Collection, but when that individual property is opted in, and that's completely your choice as to which marketing package you'd want to use.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's great. Yeah, so I know you had a question. I think there was a question inside the chat asking at what price point. So again, it's market specific. Like here, for example, in Orlando, where the average price point is around 385,000, luxury collection starts at 700,000. As Robert talked about, inside New York, 700,000 is not going to be luxury. So it's really market specific. You will find that information inside of knowledge base, but for right now, 700,000 is kind of that benchmark that we're utilizing. Again, unless it's in a specialty market where 700,000 is the normal, and then it will be at a higher price point. But that is available in knowledge base, and all of this will be available for you to look at this evening inside knowledge base. So the PDF that you're looking at here, I know was a little bit harder for you to see. You'll be able to see the full template. It has a frequently asked questions. It has the guidelines in terms of what you would need to do in order to qualify your property for luxury collections. And again, it has your payment options. Also has the order form, so then you can see exactly what all the templates look like. So you can choose from 3 different templates from the luxury collections, and then you would curate kind of your own style from there. So really excited to be able to launch this. Just another tool that, of course, Robert's always thinking about to help LPT agents win. And going into the luxury space is going to be huge for us. And we know a lot of people define success as, that being their path. So we are excited to be able to provide some additional tools to help you get there. So looking forward to that. Yeah.
And look, I'll say too, guys, we are purposely setting the benchmarks maybe a little lower because it's your choice. You really get to decide, if you don't want to opt in any of your listings that are below 1.2 or 1.3, we want to be a little low. Obviously, we don't want, $200,000 and $300,000 houses showing up in there. We do want feedback if we need to realign those a little bit. I'm open to that, but we want to give you a little more flexibility about what you're able to opt into the luxury collections. And so if you have a property, again, maybe it's a lakefront lot. I just saw your question about land. Submit the ticket. The luxury collections team will take a look at it. We're not really here to try to, dictate too much and keep listings out. We do want to set some thresholds so that the brand has credibility to say, hey, I'm not finding, $100,000 homes on this luxury collections website. But two, we want to give you maximum flexibility in deciding how you want to run your business and what properties you want to include in the luxury collections program. And a couple of things I saw. So there are some requirements as far as length of listing in order to get the package. Like obviously if you do a 30-day listing with someone, you're probably not going to sell a luxury house in 30 days. That's not going to qualify that property for us to be able to come in and risk the money on that we're going to put up to help you market that listing. If the listing doesn't close through the listing period, you do not owe us that money. We eat the extra on the back end. You don't get the deposit back, but you're not going to have to pay anything extra. If the client cancels early, we do want to see a cancellation fee in there of at least enough to cover the marketing that we've put up. But if you take the property through the full listing term and the listing expires and the property didn't sell, we're eating that. There's actually a little bit of money built in there for that strategically. You know, a piece of that is to say, hey, we think 10 or 15% of these may not sell. And so we've built that into the kind of overall cost structure and the plan for the program. Because again, we're here to help you be successful. We don't want this to be a burden. We don't want you dealing with the kind of double whammy of your, a big listing just expired and didn't close. And now you've got to write us a check for $1,400. That's not in culture at LPT. And so again, want to make sure that we're protecting our agents by giving you access to these resources, but not putting you in a potential place of hardship.
That's right, man. That's right. Okay, perfect. Well, I'm sure we'll have a ton more questions. Go ahead and fill out the luxury collection bucket. If you file a ticket there, I will be happy to answer any questions that you may have. And then real quick, I wanted to turn over to Robert. I know that we've been working through the Leads beta program for quite some time, and we had to build a ton of technology to align with some of the things that you wanted to do with really to achieve your full vision there. And we kind of hit a milestone just recently. So can you kind of walk me through what's happening inside of the Leads program and kind of how you see the playing field going forward?
Yeah, so I posted this on social media last night. It was almost 6 months ago, a little over 6 months ago, that I was sitting on the other side of the same mountain thinking about lead generation. And I shared this video on Motivation Monday about how I had always been against buying leads from others. I was always the guy that generated my own leads. And I recognized that wasn't the best strategy for me to take to help our agents be successful. And so we made a decision to start buying leads from other portals in order to provide them to LPT Realty agents. We're doing that from what we're currently calling our Leads beta program under the homevalue.com flag. We're 6 months into that. We've hit some pretty big milestones. We crossed the 10,000 lead mark from Zillow last month. In the most recent refresh of Best of Zillow, we were top 2% of the country. Our conversion rate and everything are coming up dramatically. It's been pretty amazing to watch the program progress from January to now, and how much better we've gotten, how much better our agents have gotten, how much better we've been able to align expectations. And I'm really proud of what the program can represent for LPT. The way we think about it is supplemental to your business. If you need leads to jumpstart your business, or need a fully leads-based business that you can't do on your own, we would recommend that you join a team. We're happy to help connect you with those amazing teams. The way we think about the Leads program is to be supplemental. So if you're on track to close, say, 10 deals a year from your own efforts, then we want to give you an extra 2 to 3 deals a year from our efforts, from leads that we have at LPT. And so again, the program is in beta right now. It's only 6 months old. I know for a lot of people, it feels like we're moving slowly, but we're actually moving very, very fast. Zillow is shocked at how fast we're moving 6 months into this. Again, there's kinks. We're working things out. I wanted to take today to kind of talk about what the next phase is. We've been paused for the last couple of months on letting new agents in while we refined a lot of the onboarding process, the technology processes. We've had to completely tear down and rebuild the technology 2 or 3 times now in order to try to make this work. No one has ever tried to do this type of lead generation, buying from portals at the scale that we are, and to try to support as many agents as we are in the way that we are. And so it's put a lot of burden on us and the tech team and leadership to be able to adapt and really make this work. And we're making amazing strides. And so in the next 60 days, we're going to be opening back up onboarding to new agents who qualify to be part of the Leads program. We are looking at starting to open up the Leads program in other states. The biggest barrier to us opening in new states is agent density. It takes a lot of agents for us to run this program at scale. Texas is just starting to cross that threshold where we think we're going to be able to turn things on there. And so, we're monitoring in each of our states and kind of the sub areas in those states. Where do we have enough agents that would be eligible and potentially interested in the leads program that we can turn it on? Because what we've learned is we can't fire the program up with only 5 or 10 or 15 agents. We need a large density of people in order to spread the workflow, spread the leads, and make this work. And so as states and areas continue to grow in agent density, things like the billboards become available, the leads program will become available, but it's very much based on how many agents we have at LPT in that area. Florida obviously being the first state we launched, and you got to think too, we were in Florida for a whole year before we launched the leads program. And so, if you're in a state that's been open less than a year, which is all of the other states, you're actually still a little bit ahead of the game compared to Florida, where it took us a full year to get the leads program launched. Again, we do want to grow this. We do want this to be nationwide. But again, it takes agent density. And then two, we have to have things ready to go. Like it's a big undertaking for us. There's a reason that no other brokerage has ever really tried to take this on at scale. It is not an easy task. What I do want to touch on today is we're really looking at what those qualifications look like and how do we understand when is the right time to let an agent into the leads program. And again, I want to share kind of the high level philosophy of how I think about this. One, I don't want agents coming to LPT just for leads. And that's why we have one of the reasons we have these qualification barriers up front. This is not, hey, come to LPT and you're going to get unlimited leads. This is not, hey, come to LPT, you don't need to join a team, you're going to get a bunch of leads. This is very much, if you are already successful in your business and you can do those 10 deals a year on your own, you can pick up a few extra closings at LPT by participating in the leads program. If not, we recommend you join an amazing team at LPT. We provide leads to teams in order to help them support more agents on their team. So we're being very thoughtful about it, but I don't want agents coming here because they need leads. Because if an agent comes for leads, they'll leave for leads. We want agents coming here for our culture and our model, and we want the leads where they're available to be the cherry on top, not to be the primary driver. And so, what we're looking at currently for the beta program, we required 3 core transaction closings before someone could apply to be part of the beta program. What we're looking at, and we're going to honor that for the next couple of groups that we let in. Somewhere in the next 60 days, we're going to post a more formal kind of out of beta idea of what we think that qualification looks like. There may be a time requirement. You may have to be at LPT for 6 months plus a number of deals, because we want to make sure that you're here and you understand the processes and that you're committed to LPT. One of the biggest risks we run is, an agent joins LPT, maybe does 3 deals really quick, jumps into leads, and then leaves the brokerage. Maybe they didn't like the quality of the leads. Maybe they got wooed back to their old brokerage, whatever it is. That's a big loss for us to provide someone leads that are very, very expensive. These leads run between $500 and $1,500 per connection that we're getting from Zillow. The ones we're generating ourselves are actually a little more expensive right now, but we see that coming down. And so we've got to be really thoughtful about how this works, because our biggest risk as a company, and as you all earning stock in the company, becoming shareholders as you vest, we need a healthy LPT. And so we've got to be very thoughtful about what that looks like. And so, we're considering raising the number of core transactions in the future, putting a time requirement on that as well. So that someone has to be here for a certain amount of time. And then finally, one of the things that I'm really passionate about that I want to look at is the agent embracing the LPT tools? Are they using Power Packs? Are they using the prospector packs? Have they ordered the 7 home buyer strategies? Because we see that making a huge difference in conversion with these internet leads when you show up at that first appointment and hand them your 7 home buyer strategies. So if you've never ordered a 7 home buyer strategies before, your first time in the leads program is probably not the time to do that. So how much are you embracing our tools? Have you tried the prospector pack? Did you put it out there? Did we see any leads come across the lines? Are you ordering active marketing plans and 7 home buyer strategies? Are you utilizing Desi? Do we see you downloading Desi graphics? Do we see you creating things inside of Desi? Because if we don't have that cultural alignment, if you're not buying into the tools that we know make agents more successful, help agents perform more business, we know you're going to struggle inside the leads program. So that's the first piece of this, is really understanding what are the qualifications going to be. And it's going to be most likely a combination of time with the brokerage, number of core transaction closings, and utilization of LPT tools. We're going to be looking at all 3 of those things after this next group that we let in over the next 60 days. In addition to that, we really want to make sure that people understand expectations around these leads. All right. This is not a sphere of influence where your brother's best friend wants to see a house and they're going to do business with you. There are a lot of efforts in this that some agents will believe is time wasting. Being treated like a locksmith to just go open doors, or this is unfortunately part of this game. And one of the things I think we've seen happen is, as the market has constricted, and as I think some agents have had to go back to maybe another career, they're still trying to stay in real estate, we're seeing more and more consumers who aren't able to get their agent to do the showings. And so they go to Zillow or they go to another website. And now when you meet with that client, they may have worked with another realtor before. They're probably not under a buyer broker agreement, we see a lot of times, but it's not as simple as, hey, they're showing up there to commit to you. And so we've spent a lot of time training on how you overcome that, how you overcome the objection, the false objection. One of the funniest things we see is, most of the time when a consumer tells you they already have an agent, they don't. And then the ones who do already have an agent don't tell you about it. And so
Right.
we've kind of figured out the best strategy is not to try to find out until you get to that first showing, but you're going to show houses that are never going to sell. You're going to have to show an $80,000 manufactured home from time to time. You're going to have to show a $100,000 piece of land. This is unfortunately part of the game when it comes to these internet leads. And again, the last thing we want to do is have someone opt into the program that doesn't have the right expectations, and then they get upset, they leave the program, maybe they leave the brokerage. So in addition to the requirements we set to let you in, which are as much to protect you as they are to protect us, it may not feel like that. Everybody says, well, I want it right now, I want the leads. Trust me, we're putting these things in place to protect you as much as it is to protect us. The other thing is understanding the type of lead it is. Some agents have said, you know what, I just don't like these leads. Like, this is not how I want to run my business. I like my sphere. I like the people that were attracted to me, not necessarily just going on Zillow and clicking a property. That is 100% okay. We love you. We still want you here at LPT. Again, the two things are totally separate. We will have lots of amazing LPT agents who this internet lead game just does not fit their business. And I am totally cool with that. And I respect anyone who can recognize that and say, you know what, this isn't really how I want to run my business. But on the flip side, if you are someone who wants that extra business, wants to put in that type of work, again, you can kind of make decisions in real estate of how you're going to spend your time. Like, hey, I'm going to go spend 3 hours door knocking, or I'm going to go spend 4 hours on a weekend and host an open house. Maybe I get something, maybe I don't. In the leads program, you may waste 4 hours doing 3 showings on properties where the person was a total garbage lead. Like, that's going to happen, but it's part of the game. And so we want to make sure people understand these leads are not perfect. These leads are not some golden ticket to closing magical deals. Right now, our conversion rate is around 9%. So you need roughly 11 opportunities to get one closed. We think some agents are doing better than that. We have agents up at 15, 16%. We have a lot of agents who never got a single deal from it. It just wasn't their thing. And that's okay. But I want to be very transparent about what the leads are, because I don't want people, coming to LPT just for leads, or thinking that once you can get in the leads program, it's some magic bullet where it's all rainbows and roses. And every time you turn around, someone's going to call you and beg you to write an offer on $1 million property. Like, that is not how this works. It is a hustle. There is a lot of effort that goes into weeding through the 10 that aren't going to do anything before you find the one who will. And the only piece we are here to fix is the cash crunch of being in a leads program. It takes about 6 months or more for a lot of these leads to convert. So if you went out there yourself and you spent $2,000 a month on a Zillow or Realtor.com zip code, you're going to have $12,000 out of your pocket before you see the first dollar come back statistically. And that's hard for a lot of people to do. And so that is the piece that we're here to solve for. We're not here to solve for magically better leads. Leads are what they are. Internet buyers can be liars. Internet buyers can waste your time. Internet buyers can be on vacation and just be nosy and want to look at houses. And we have to be willing to help them to be part of this program. But we're just here to take the financial burden off of you by us underwriting that gap of cost and allowing you to pay at closing. And so again, I want to be very transparent about what this is, what it's not, how it works. We'll probably talk about it more in the future, because again, I want people to come in with real expectations. Don't get overhyped. Everybody shares publicly their wins. Hey, got a $2 million, listing under contract today from the leads program. What they're not doing is sharing, like, hey, I showed an $85,000 mobile home today, and their agent actually showed up with them because they did have an agent who wasn't actually on vacation, and I'm there too now, and it was really awkward and crazy. Like, those aren't the ones that get shared. But just know there's a lot of sifting through dirt to find the diamonds in these leads program. I will tell you that the Zillow leads are the best quality in the business, better than what we see with pay-per-click, better than what we see at a lot of the other lead portals. They're almost up there with the TV and radio leads that we generate internally. We just don't have nearly as many of those. I mean, Zillow is the most visited website on the planet when it comes to real estate. So they are the highest quality available, but there's still a lot of dirt to sift through to find the diamonds, and you've got to be ready to sift through that dirt. And there's nothing, unfortunately, we can do about that. We've tried to make some maneuvers to help reduce the dirt, but it just doesn't ever seem to help out in the end. You're going to have to be ready to show that $80,000 mobile home, to that person with totally unrealistic expectations, in order to find the one who will write that contract and buy a house, or list a house with you and buy a house, or buy a house and refer you their friend who's also moving to Florida. We've got a lot of great stories there, but I feel like it's my job to shine the light on the dirt, because it is not all glamour and it's not all wins.
That's right, man. And as I'm just kind of listening to you talk about this, I hear a lot of the feedback, right? I hear some people who struggle within the program, who are not used to, converting that type of lead, converting that type of inquiry. And then I see other people who are doing really well in it. And then there's some success stories, right? Some anomalies where, hey, within my first 2 or 3 leads, I wrote an offer, on a $1.5 million property. That happens as well too. But it requires you taking that risk, right? It requires you to be in position. It's not luck that you happen to be, the third lead in, you got 1.5. That could have been the 10th lead. It's about taking the action to understand that you took the risk to be inside the program and use your time that way. And so you can, of course, be successful in any type of thing that you consistently do inside of real estate, whether you want to, hey, I'm going to be the open house king. I'm going to constantly do open houses every single weekend. That doesn't mean that every open house, you're going to knock it out the park. You're going to get a buyer. But if you consistently do it, you will be able to support your business that way. And this is no different. We talk a lot about the strategies that go into converting these type of leads and all type of leads on Real Estate First Fridays, which Robert attends a lot and kind of gives his philosophy and talks through some specific strategies that he's seen over many years work for our agents. So just to kind of wrap it all up, guys, we've got a lot of tools available for you guys to help. We've got, the leads program, which Robert is talking about, which is looking to come out of beta, hopefully in the next couple of months. And then, we'll continue to support you with the training to help you do the best at these types of programs to help you convert at the highest level. We love the culture here. There's always agents sharing what they're doing to be successful, which is fantastic because it comes from that abundance mindset, which we love, which is us helping row the ship together. If we all are rowing together, we're all going faster together. So thank you so much for your time, Robert, and kind of walking us through your thought process on it. And then making the funds available, right? On your Facebook post, you show the actual invoice of what I think it was $572,000 is what that check is that you wrote for that first month, right? That's, a lifetime of advertisements for some people. And that was your 1 month budget. And you made that investment side of LPT agents to help, one, understand, curate the program and make that better, but two, help our agents be more successful. So extremely excited for your leadership. So I want to kind of turn it over to you for final words.
Yeah, look, guys, keep doing what you're doing. The market has been tough. The cycle times to get people to buy has gotten longer. One last comment on the leads program. As you are attracting agents to LPT, please don't make it all about the leads. Please set realistic expectations. Leads is still in beta. They're going to need to be with the brokerage for, probably 6 months and do some deals before they can get in. Please explain it to them in the way I just explained it to you. The last thing we want to see is a lot of agents joining LPT just for leads and then being disappointed because the expectations weren't set realistically. There are so many amazing reasons to join this brokerage, from the culture and the tools, the cost structure, the lower caps, everything that we've built here to revolutionize real estate. I want to make sure the leads are supplemental and they don't become damaging, because all of a sudden people get upset that they can't get the type of leads they wanted or the number of leads they wanted. So just please be very responsible about that as you are attracting other agents to the brokerage. Matt, we may need to look at maybe having some type of document added to the ICA that really explains, like an addendum to the ICA that explains what the leads program is and what it isn't. Again, we want to make sure that people are coming here for the right reasons: transparency in recruiting, transparency and attraction. But again, keep going out there and crushing it. we are winning. LPT, massive day. We had over 200 closings scheduled on Friday that had all been through compliance or DAs issued. Massive day for the brokerage. Over the next 10 days, we'll see as all those checks start to come in what our final number was. My gut says June was a monster month for us, a great way to close out Q2. We're on an amazing path here. We're growing at a time when others are not. We're helping agents win. We're helping agents be more successful. Embrace the tools, embrace the culture, and keep going out there and doing what you do to win more deals and sell more real estate and list more homes. And I'll see you back here next Monday from my same beautiful mountain back there. If you're going to be in Nevada, I will be there at the end of this week. I hope to see you in Reno. And everybody have an amazing week.